Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of Black, White, and Red All Over. I'm Victor Danders, the hardest working man in comics.
Ryan Seymour here, King of Comic Town.
Yes, and we are here for the grand 350th episode.
It's a lot.
350! That's big numbers. Could I count that high? Not if Jeremy didn't tell me, because I would not have known where we were.
Yeah.
Dude, can
Too
you
much
imagine?
Too much math.
So much math. So much. I mean, wow. Like that's a big deal.
Yeah.
350.
It's what, 8 years?
Something like that. No, well,
Or is it 7?
it's like 7.
Started this 8th.
We're starting
starting
in
the
the 8th year of Aquarius.
Oh,
We're getting
man.
there. Yeah. So, wow. That's kind of awesome.
Well, if you average the length of my first and second marriage, it's about the same amount of time.
So
I don't know if that's good or bad.
wait. So does that mean that I count as a significant other at this point? Like,
Yeah.
all right, that's cool. Common
Yes,
law.
cool.
Let's do it.
2021.
Boom! That's how we're here. That's what we're doing these days, ladies and gents. One of the other things that we're doing these days is reading some amazing books,
Yes.
and we're going to jump into that. But first, if this is your first time here, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you're going to love it. You're going to love what we're going to say.
That thumbs up, hit it.
Do it.
Let us know.
Do it. All right, so jumping into it.
Nothing the same.
Honorable mentions here.
Nothing the same.
Nothing the same. We got a lot of books, y'all. Okay, a lot of books. I'm going to tag you in first.
Just a side note.
Oh, what? Yeah.
First episode,
Yeah.
February 24th, 2014.
Wow.
Wow.
That's crazy. February 24th, huh?
2014.
2014. That was a little while ago.
Was
It was a
it was
little time. That's at least one kid, a whole nother store.
a seeming lifetime.
Yeah. Like, yeah, that's a whole lot of time,
Yeah.
actually. Okay. Would you like to go first, sir?
Yes.
Get some of this pain out of your way?
All right, yeah, I'm going to get the darkest of the books I read this week from Scoot, the Scout imprint for all ages.
Laugh like that. I was not prepared for that to be the choice. I should have.
Soulstream #1.
Yes.
Alrighty. It is created, written, art, and pretty much everything else. Sadie Wolf, and it is. I would ballpark it for the age range about 10 or 11.
Okay.
It is the story of a brother and a sister who, a misadventure in the forest, they end up finding a portal to another dimension, another universe, and when they go there, it's a magical realm, and she, the daughter, or not the daughter, but she's somebody's daughter theoretically, the sister ends up becoming kind of the champion for that world. So it's got this like She-Ra kind of vibe to it.
Okay.
But with a little bridge to Terabithia or Lion the Witch in the Wardrobe. Really fun, really well. The art is amazing. It's got kind of the vibe that is going around now, where it's like taking influences of chibi and manga,
Okay.
and kind of then mixing it with really clean lines of American style art.
I like that.
It's great.
That's awesome.
Highly enjoyed it.
Yeah, I definitely like that one. Okay, cool. Kind of staying in that same vein, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers number 6 or 60, but then also number 3.
Yeah, something.
Depending on how you, it's a little mix of things. This one's from Boom Studios. We got Ryan Parrott, Marco Reyna, and Walter Biamonte as the creative team. Oh my God, I love this series. Okay, so how do I admit this? When Power Rangers first came out, I was not a fan. Okay. Like I was Team Voltron for the longest time until the majesty of the Green Ranger was proven to win me over. However, this is we're past the initial Mighty Morphin phase. Green Ranger has been here, but now we're moved on to the Thunder Megazord era, right? So Rocky, Aisha, and Adam have replaced Jason, Trini, and Zach. There we go. I had to catch up. I was like, wait, what's the black guy's name?
Yep.
Oh, God. They're going to be so mad at me for that.
You had one job.
one job to do. And Tommy is now the White Ranger. But we are finding some crazy aspects of Zed's plan are super dangerous. I mean, we're talking high level of putties and lots of contention. This book, though, there's a line here, and I'm going to dedicate this to my best friend Danny Cooper. There is a line that suggests that the Green Ranger is literally the most dangerous ranger of all of them. Like, no matter what
Yeah.
You're like even facing off against the Power Rangers and the White Ranger combined, the Green Ranger is more dangerous. So there is a mystery here. If it turns out like I think it is, it will be the bridge that ends the feud between my best friend and I on which Ranger is the best. So hopefully that happens, because that would bring me such joy that we would dead our feud and I would owe it all to this series. So yes, good stuff.
Nice. And a side note, if you're in Columbus, Ohio on February 22nd, we will have members, actors from the Power Ranger series in the shop. We'll have information about that posted on the Comic Town Facebook page, the Black, White, and Rollover Facebook page, Instagram, Twitter. If you're online, you'll find it.
Yes. Yeah. How many are coming that day?
There are 2. There had to be rescheduling. So,
Okay, all right.
So that's why I haven't, like, no names right now, just a little bit of rescheduling,
Okay.
but we'll have full details up on Wednesday.
Tell me after we record. I want to know who it is. Don't hear that. You didn't hear that. All right, your turn.
All right. New from AWA Upshot, Mann's World.
Okay.
So we got Victor Zischler, Nico Walter, and Snakebite Cortez. Snakebite Cortez is possibly the greatest name
That is
ever.
amazing.
This is a really cool story. It's kind of like Westworld and Wrong Turn
Oh.
were as one.
Oh.
This group of buddies goes to this planet out in the outer rim of the galaxy that is a designated vacation world for outdoor adventures, and they very early on fall into a bad situation with the locals, as they call them, and on their hunting trip, the Wrong Turn part kicks in. So yeah, it's really cool. Yeah.
When space creatures declare you have a purty mouth, I'd get nervous.
Oh, that might be an even better one. Like Westworld and it's the romantic comedy with the squeal like a pig. I can't remember.
Deliverance?
Deliverance, yes. Like Westworld and Deliverance in space.
That's the darkest thing I've ever heard. I don't... Dueling... I don't... No, never mind. Okay.
Ding, 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 ding.
That's dark. Okay, so I took on Devil's Red Bride #4. This one's from Vault Comics. This one, okay, so when I was reading, we were having conversations in the shop, and I was not focused. So I'm so glad that I put it aside, came back to it, because, man, this is good. Okay, so written by Sebastian Gerner, artist John Bivens, colorist Iris Monahan, letterer Jeff Powell. You guys tell fire stories. So... I don't know that I've read any other issue of this. And number one, the reason why I say this is because the art just is breathtaking, and I can't believe that I haven't read it.
Yeah.
So that's my fault. But the story, it's super accessible. I mean, they give you like a nice little, synopsis on the back, so you get an understanding. But the intrigue, the Japanese feudal structure, the sense of honor, and the mysticism, like, dude, I know you like messed up stuff.
I do.
Yeah.
That's a fashion choice?
No, it's a spiritual one for sure. Because he starts off looking like that, and then that happens.
Yeah.
And then he decides to, show his gear, and that's where he goes with it.
See my vest, put my...
I speak for the many voices. Yeah, it takes like such a cool horror twist to it, but it's got like you're mashing genres. It is Japanese samurai horror action.
Okay.
Yeah, like kind of amazing. It's brilliant. It's beautiful. I love the compositions throughout the whole book. This was a really good read. It was really tough to put it in the honorable mention side, but I have reasons and rationales as to why I did. But man. Yeah, this was good.
Yeah, because I also think Vault. What do you know?
Ho!
Vault, the Autumnal #4.
Yes.
And let's give you the creative team. Daniel Krause is writing. Chris Sheehan is the artist. Jason Wordie is the colorist, and Jim Campbell is the letterer. This is the story of a woman who does not know much about her childhood. She left their town under some odd circumstances, and this is the story of her coming back to that town. There's different things that have led her back there. She doesn't really want to go back, but she finds herself there, and she's now starting to try trying to fill in those missing pieces, the gaps, the different folklore of the town, how there's some like weird things are happening, and holy crap!
Really? This was the issue?
This was the issue. This is the one where we get the backstory of what is causing all of the things.
Okay.
And for long-time viewers of the show, know my love of the Empty Man.
Yeah. Oh God!
And
I gotta bring that up again.
This is Empty Man-esque.
What?
In terms of like what the backstory is.
I'm so glad I didn't read it.
Like it's, oh
I can't
man,
take that kind of darkness in my life right now. Why?
Right?
No.
Right? Like
Okay.
one of the fundamental rules of horror is you don't do that. But they're like, no, we going to.
Oh my God. That's the real version of the Lion King.
It's the circle of life, right there. Yeah, definitely. Like, so it's only up to issue 4. Track down 1, 2, and 3. Grab issue 4, and just
Sit in a dark place and hopefully you come out.
yeah.
That's it. Speaking of dark places, Gwenom versus Carnage, number 1. Obviously, this is a King in Black tie-in. I had concerns. I had thoughts on this one that I maybe I'm not as familiar keeping up with what is going on with Gwen. There are things that happen here that I figured should have more of a reference point, but they don't, and that kind of bothered me. Kind of took me out of the story. Now, the revelation of Carnage in this one, I expect that to be a big ticket thing. Like, have you read through this one?
I
at all?
have not.
Okay, so Venom versus Carnage. Carnage being a very popular character. What way could we Gwenomize Carnage? In terms of this reference, so we see this person.
Okay.
And generally speaking, you can recognize who that might be.
Yeah.
You would be correct. And then...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm both on board and off board.
At the same time.
That's horrifying.
Right? And the question of which dimension one is in will bring about some very interesting question things that hopefully get answered. But... while it's very cool, story-wise, there's some things that I feel were missing, and I hate to say it like this. Let me actually give the credit to the creative team. So we've got Sheenan McGuire as the writer, Flaviano as the artist, which is really, really dope, by the way. Rico Renzi as the colorist. There is something to say when you are writing someone else's character and it becomes apparent that you did not create that character.
Yeah.
Now, there are reasons why one of the creators of Spider-Gwen is not writing this, I'm sure. But that aside, there is a skill set that they brought to the table that is missing right here. Like, there's something missing. And it's not to say that Sheenan is not a good writer, but there's something missing. And I hope that as the series progresses, we get more. So that's my hope and prayer and wish and dedication. So take that as you will. Okay.
Now, for the acrylic, the best of the best. We've got
two that are the same.
Two that are the same.
One's totally different. You are still in a shame spiral of darkness.
Oh my God.
I just want you to know, shame spiral of darkness. Can I bring a little light to everything?
Please
okay,
do. Please do.
Let me bring a little light since we have one that's different. Justice League Future State number 1. Okay, here's why I wanted to give this one the top spot. We've got Williamson, Roca, Takara, Henriques, Fajardo, and Maiolo, I hope I said that right, as the creative teams. There are 2 stories in here, and the thing that I love about this is if this is the future format for what DC Comics is going to do, I applaud you. And the reason for that is there are 2 stories in every issue that I've read of Future State, 2 of them. And at least 2, because I want to say the Superman one had 3 in there, because it had Superman, it had Mr. Miracle, and I think it had another one tied in there. This one only has 2, but they are amazing. Like, I mean, size-wise, it's pretty girthy. It's $6.
Yeah.
But if you go to Walmart and you buy the comic pack set,
Yeah.
you're paying like $8 for maybe 3 books.
Yeah.
So this is kind of split the difference. But this is awesome because it's the Future State Justice League. It's Justice League Dark. All of them within the same universe. The stories don't necessarily intertwine, but it's still a nice combination of material. And vastly different. Like, the vibe is different. The context is amazing. Art-wise, they are killing it on both sides. I was super excited because that,
Yeah.
and if you're a longtime Justice League fan like I am, or a JLA fan, wink wink, then that there's something special to that. I am absolutely gutted, and I use that term like very seriously, that we get introduced to this only for that to be their outcome.
Oh, wow.
And I want to know
Yeah.
all of this.
Right?
Like, all of it. So, you've done a great job by seriously making me want to go backwards and be like, who and how and what. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. So, I gave that one high marks just for formatting alone, but the stories involved are pretty daggone dope. So, check that out.
Makes you wonder if moving forward, it's a concept other publishers would take, because it allows you to do the 6 or 7 part story arc that gets put into a trade paperback.
Yes.
And then like one shots, that it just anybody can pick up the issue and read.
Yes. Like, it's literally the beginnings all over again.
Yeah.
Where instead of it being Superman, Batman, you had Action Comics, you had Detective Comics that were anthology rotation books that let you tell all kinds of different stories. So even if DC is purposefully scaling down their production, they're doing it in a way that still gives you a lot of story.
Yeah.
And has great returns on the back end when you're right, talking about trade paperbacks.
Yeah.
I would do this 100%. So I'm going to probably steal it, just like Gwenom.
Just a heads up.
Just heads up.
All right. Continuing my trip down darkness. From AfterShock Comics, Lonely Receiver number 5, the final issue of the particular story arc. Zach Thompson, Jen Hickman, Simon Bolin. All right. So I'm torn, and I'm gonna tweet this out here later tonight, between wanting to see a live action, and I haven't decided which Japanese horror director to do it yet, of this, or to pray to God it never happens, because it is so good and so horrifying
At the same time.
Yeah, it's like existential and body horror at the same time. All right, so anyways, I digress. In this story, it's in the future, and kind of with your iPhone, you can also create a companion that is an artificial intelligence that is fully sentient. And this, our I don't even know if you can call her heroine or protagonist. She's the main character, but
Right.
yeah, yikes. So she decides she's going to create a lover. And much like the story of my life, the lover pieces out, just leaves, which is not supposed to happen. And it is her like downward spiral, like somersaulting down the steps of life to this point where it's a nearly, psychotic break almost.
Oh my God.
It's,
This is why I had to jump off this train. Like, I thought the book was beautiful, but it was so dark.
Yeah.
I couldn't stay in that place. Zach, are you okay? I will hug you. I will hug you.
yeah, it's like the dating game meets
The rain.
audition.
Like,
Like, it's
yeah.
I love it. Absolutely love it. If you're a fan of it's just buy the damn thing.
Yeah. I mean, bottom line, man.
Yeah.
Like, the cover work is amazing.
Yeah.
Like, that's like the hardest thing for me is I know that there's good story there. I'm just terrified of how I'll feel after reading it.
Oh
Like,
yeah, it gets you. And like the art is,
it's beautiful.
yeah, Jen Hickman just does such an amazing job. The lines are clean and simple, but at the same time, there's like this almost nightmarish sort of vibe to it that pulls you into this poor
Darkness.
yeah.
That's creepy.
Yeah, and that's the happier scene.
Oh.
So yeah, no, it's good. I recommend it.
Okay. So that was sad and crazy. You wanna brighten things up a little bit?
With more sad and crazy.
Okay. Haha. from Volt. No, Image. I'm
Image,
sorry.
yeah,
Image
this one's-
Comics. This is from. This is so crazy. W. Maxwell Prince, Vanessa Del Rey, Chris O'Halloran, good old Neon. What a good name for a letter group. I love it. Okay, you look at this and it looks happy. Do not be fooled. Okay?
It's not.
It's far from it.
So this is from the guy who brought us Ice Cream Man, and
That's where I knew that name from.
Yeah.
Oh,
automatically, I'm 100% on board.
should have known.
And
Even though you don't like clowns, man, I'm so surprised you picked this up.
because that's how good Ice Cream Man is. Like, I will power through. I am a grown ass, 6 foot, 220-pound man that if a clown shows up, I will personally wet myself. So, like, I powered through this, and it was so freaking. Oh,
It's amazing. Okay.
if just open it up and
Yeah.
right that midpoint,
Yeah.
and it's like,
Yeah. Like
ta-da!
that's yeah. Okay, so everything that Joker was trying to set up as a sympathetic character analysis.
Right.
This does better. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Like and I don't even I feel bad that Joker existing and getting the acclaim that it did
Mm-hmm.
might sabotage any chance of this getting picked up, optioned, or whatever.
Yeah, because we're like, oh well, Joker exists.
Right,
They both have people that wear makeup like a clown.
right. Had bad days.
Yeah.
Okay, there are differences. And there is a part of me that hopes that maybe Joker's success means that somebody goes, oh, we're getting this. I need it right now. So, without spoiling anything, Bartleby, the
Which
clown
is-
character,
Such a great name.
so perfect. I don't think that I've ever seen a more despotic origin story than this. Like, even the Killing Joke does not make me weep for this guy and perhaps the insanity that's about to happen in the rest of this book.
Yeah. Because he works as a clown,
Yeah.
which you can tell by the cover, at a theme park that is having financial problems, and they're having to make decisions that business owners have. Generally speaking, we hate to have to make.
Right.
And so it starts with his family. There's a strained marriage. There's financial difficulties, and just when you think his life really can't get any worse, but the thing is, you like him because he's trying so hard.
Still keep a happy face,
Yeah.
man.
And that's when things take a turn.
Oh my
and
God.
Holy crap. Yeah, it's
That's, I mean, it's a crazy, I mean, it just, I don't know. Like, there's something about it that is so over the top. It's so comic booky
yeah.
that it's not comic booky at all. Like, and I know that makes no sense, but it will once you read it.
Yeah.
His change in perspective, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, one might say that. Is that just how he's gonna? It's one I could see like a Showtime or an HBO
yes.
Max like series or miniseries based around this anthology concept, with this as your Crypt Keeper, your Chris Harrison,
This is
Bachelor.
dark. It's dark.
Yeah,
It's so dark.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
really
God.
it's got funniness to it,
Right?
but it really is more of just this unsettling. Oh, and that sequence.
That's the one.
That's a whole story within itself.
It really is.
Like 2 pages, and you have the entire history and birth of a new character. Just done brilliantly. Like
Yeah, I love it. It is listed for mature readers with reason.
Yeah,
Please do not think that because it's clowns you can give this to a small child.
no,
Don't
no,
do that.
don't give the clowns a child. Just don't.
They don't float.
They don't.
They don't float at all.
Nope.
Oh. Speaking of not floating, Homesick Pilots #2. This one again.
The Image, you undersold this book. You marketed it incorrectly to us retailers, because yeah, there's a haunted house. Yeah, there's some indie punk rock bands, but holy crap, there's so much more.
Yeah. Dan Waters, Caspar Wingard. Oh, you guys are killing it. So, okay, like you said, haunted house, punk band inside, chaos ensues, right? There's a line about whether or not a home can lie to you.
Mm-hmm. Which is on multiple levels.
Right. Like, ooh, that is, or I'm sorry, a house can lie to you.
Yeah.
Let me say it like that. Because a house doesn't necessarily mean it's a home.
Yeah.
There's so many things here. This, again, fits into that existential horror that is brilliantly done, super accessible.
Yeah.
Very, very accessible.
You almost don't need the first issue.
You really don't. Like, how crazy is that? Like, this picks up in a way that reiterates the circumstance without dredging.
Yeah. But
if you've read the first issue, it's that much faster of a dive in.
Yeah.
Like, there's no choice about that. The outcome of this haunting, it hurt my feelings.
Right?
Like, that legit hurt my feelings.
Right? Like, this character makes a choice.
Because what else did they have, right? Like, there's I mean, you talk about a monkey's paw, man.
Right?
Like, there's to the point where you just don't.
Yeah.
And it's so good. Like
one of the premises of, and once you read issue 1, you'll notice we're not spoiling anything for you, is that this particular haunted house, what houses haunt,
house that haunts you.
There are various items that are connected to ghosts that live in the house. Mm-hmm. And this person in this band is cursed or maybe burdened now with the job of reacquiring these items so that the house and its tenants can be at peace. Mm-hmm. And in the first issue, she goes out and she's to find a lucky horseshoe. Mm-hmm. And that's where this story picks up. And to
be lucky, man. I love the way that it's revealed.
Yeah.
Like, no, that's mine. Like,
right?
The range of luck.
Like, because we're fed little pieces of information.
Yeah.
And the person's feelings and perception of the reality while in possession of that, leading to just one of, like, it's such a simple panel, but it says so much that, like, it's
gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. This is a fantastic read. What I don't necessarily know is the gender of the creative team. However, my lady would say that this is a very female-friendly color palette throughout the whole book.
Yeah.
And she would read it based on that alone. Like, there are times when colors can be a little bit too aggressive for her liking, and it takes her out of the story. I think this is something that she would say appeals very well to women, regardless of the fact that one of the main characters is female. Just the production of it is that much more palatable. And maybe that might even speak to why I'm having such a visceral, emotional tie to it, because it does just tug on the strings, man.
Because it could just be like gore.
Right. But it's not.
It's not.
Like, and it's purposefully not. Like, not even like, oh, we didn't know how to do this. Like that's freaking magic.
Yeah. Yeah. Whatever this thingamabobber's deal is.
Yeah.
That's creepy.
That's super creepy. That is super duper creepy. Yeah, man, that's such a good read. Woo! I love it. Thank you guys for joining us on our 350th episode. Dude, that's so crazy.
That's a lot.
That's so much goodness. We've been doing this for a while. We're not just some random show on Facebook. We are killing it on the review game, because that's what we do. We're the best comic review show in the entire universe. We said it.
Zero spoiler assassinations.
Boom. That's how it is. If you like what we do, again, give us that thumbs action. Up. Just a little bit. Doesn't take a lot of fingers. Just that one. And raise it up one time. Boom. That's how we do it. And we will get dropped in your DMs every week. Every time we drop a new episode.
Click subscription and the bell.
Boom. That's all you got to do. And then what you get You get some Vic and you get some Riley. All in your DMs.
Yeah.
Every week. With a little bit of Jeremy sprinkled on top.
Yeah.
All of that.
Sprinkled.
350.